Let me approach this from a place most people only realize after the upgrade, the moment you stop adjusting your expectations to your system. That's where the WiiM Amp Ultra quietly takes over. This is for you if you've developed taste. You don't chase loudness anymore. You care about intention. You notice when sound feels crowded, when instruments blur together, when music loses its emotional shape. You're the kind of listener who knows that great audio doesn't shout, it settles. Before you get pulled in, check the current price and availability. Components like this don't go viral, they spread by word of mouth, and then suddenly they're harder to find. Your trigger probably wasn't dissatisfaction, it was curiosity. You knew your speakers had more in them. You felt it during certain tracks, certain scenes, certain moments where the system almost delivered something special. But didn't quite get there. That's when you realized the bottleneck wasn't the music. It was the amp. The first change you feel isn't volume, it's control. Sound gains structure. Bass tightens instead of blooming. Vocals lock into place. You stop turning knobs and start trusting what you're hearing. Everything feels composed, like the system finally understands what it's supposed to do. You notice it throughout normal life. Music during work feels present without being distracting. Evening listening sessions stretch longer because nothing feels fatiguing. Movies feel more cinematic because dialogue stays anchored and effects have real weight. Even casual listening feels intentional instead of accidental. What defines the experience is confidence. The sound doesn't collapse at low volumes. It doesn't harden when you turn it up. It holds together, adapting naturally to your space instead of fighting it. The room stops being an obstacle, it becomes part of the experience. If you're already thinking about it, don't overthink timing. Gear that delivers this kind of balance tends to disappear quietly once people connect the dots. You might question whether this level of refinement matters. But once you experience sound that feels settled and correct, the question flips. You realize you weren't missing features, you were missing cohesion. One surprise benefit is how final it feels. You stop tweaking. You stop upgrading out of frustration. You press play and relax, knowing the system is doing exactly what it should. Music feels intentional and alive, bass feels controlled and confident, voices sound natural and present, listening stays comfortable for hours, you feel proud pressing play, not built for endless manual tweaking. Premium tuning reflects in cost eventually, the comparison loop breaks. You stop asking what else might be better because the answer shows up every time you listen. Check the price, see what's available, and move while the decision still feels clear. Don't let this turn into one of those upgrades you delay, then remember every time sound feels less complete than it should.